Hello, Tiger fans, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang. With me, as always, are my two awesome co-hosts. First off, you know him, you love him, Nate the Little Goon Foss.
Ed, that was the greatest call you've ever had in your life.
Seconded. And also second, our other co-host, RIT's resident rulebook reading statistician, Dan the Statman Scully.
I have nothing to follow that up.
I don't think it's followable. Is that even a word? Who knows? This weekend was awesome.
Unbelievable.
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 At the time of this recording, Sacred Heart and Niagara are still playing. Nate literally has the game on in front of him right now, keeping an eye on it. So we will most likely be live reacting to the end of that game and figuring out where they place at the end. This is going to be a fun one for all of our listeners out there.
Well, Dan Scully has live stats up, and that's way ahead of Flo.
Dan's cheating.
So I'm thinking about just switching over to live stats, but
Dan Scully is cheating. But before we start talking, I know that we have something very important to discuss beforehand. We're going to bring it up at the beginning and at the very end, just in case anybody forgets. I'm going to let Dan talk about it because it does involve our very own Ed Tresker.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, Rocky. I'm sorry, Rocky.
You already. Oh my God.
Well, listen, Ed and Rocky are both goats in their own regard. So, like, who knows? Go ahead, Dan.
Well, now that we've flubbed that zero budget production,
Max.
Nate, are you okay?
No, he's not. He's really sad. Listen, Ed got the Hall of Fame earlier in the year. I, for some reason, thought of that. I don't know why, but this is for Rocky.
So the ballot for the innovative field, formerly known as Frontier Field, and none of us are used to it yet.
That sounds so wrong.
Their Walk of Fame ballot is out for this year, and in the contributors / admin category, our very own Rocky Parada is on the ballot. I'm assuming if I give you the link, Nate, that Zoe will put it in the description, hopefully.
Yep. I'll have her put it in there.
So go vote for Rocky because he deserves this.
It's also buried in Pressbox and Discord, but
I'm actually kind of shocked he's not already in there.
Yes, so am I
too.
But just for how much he's done, and not just for RAT, but like he was the announcer for the Rhinos for the longest time. He fills in for the Red Wings a lot, and does a lot of. He did the Amerks for a while. Does the Nighthawks. He's all over Rochester. He's the voice of Rochester sports, and
really, seriously, he is.
He does Sabres games sometimes too. Like I've been to a Sabres game and I hear Rocky's voice. I'm like, what?
And
so he also does a lot more than just. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
And for anybody that doesn't follow our Division III sports super closely, he does most of the commentary on those live streams too.
I was gonna say,
and he does play-by-play for the women's team too. So he does a lot. He's a busy guy, that's for sure. And
I don't know how he manages to make all that work.
Not only is he really good at what he does, he's one of the best people.
Oh, 100%.
Rocky's an awesome guy. If you've never met him before, find a time to meet him because he's one of the greatest people out there, and he deserves this. Again, I'm shocked he's not already there, but he deserves it. Go vote for him. Jake Kuhn, men's lacrosse coach, is also in there as well. So,
and you
vote for the RIT people.
You have to vote for at least one person or team in each category. So you may as well vote for Jake because he's in a different category than Rocky is.
Give them both the vote.
He also deserves it, but that's another discussion.
Now, speaking of Rocky,
that's an off-season podcast.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Rocky and the different sports he calls or does public address for, who knows?
That was such a forced transition.
We had two awesome games this weekend. We're gonna start talking about it, but first, I would like to very quickly take a sip of my green Gatorade because
didn't I get yelled at for free sponsorships on the episode that we couldn't?
We be drinking that green Mercyhurst pack, boys.
JJ, no free ads.
Tastes like victory, doesn't it?
Oh, it felt so good. What a weekend.
Oh my god.
What a weekend of hockey.
Insane.
Oh my god. I want to talk about Saturday, but we have to talk about Friday first.
Let's talk
and-
about our 2 games and what it means for us, and then we'll talk about everybody else. Let's go to this first.
Oh my
This is
god.
huge.
Okay. You want me to
Passing it to
take
Nate.
this? Okay.
Friday was
Um
just as insane, even though it
I
doesn't
know.
feel that
No,
way.
I think Saturday. was a
Friday
little
feels
bit
like it was a
more.
million years ago
No.
after Saturday. Friday, playoff hockey returned to the Policini Center. Great crowd on hand. The attendance was only a little over 2,200. That's crap. I refuse to accept those
Yeah, there's
numbers.
no way that was that. Low.
It sounded like there were 8,000 people in the building. Kelly got us on the board to start. And at that point, everybody didn't know that was going to be the only goal for 2 periods. Matt Kellenberger, Friday's game had a theme of guys that didn't score a lot of goals this year. Score
This
goals.
weekend had
and Kellenberger is one of those guys where he's such a solid defenseman. Seeing him put the puck on that. What a pass from Wiskoski too. Oh, backdoor to Kelly, 1-0. And then there wasn't much in the second period. Couple penalties. Really clean game
I was gonna say it was
Friday
really
too. There weren't
clean.
a lot of power plays.
And
I just
then
wanna say
the
this too. I'll
third
say-
period happened.
I will say this now before we start talking about the third period. Tyler Harmon kept Mercyhurst in this game.
They had
This
no
game
business
could
being
have
with or without
gotten
him.
way out of hand.
He
very
kept him in
fast.
both games.
Yeah.
Yes, he was phenomenal this weekend. I almost feel bad for him, but not.
I'm
really.
gonna just throw the
Um,
stat out now. Once I got throw this out now, just before we finish to talk about the third. Harmon had what 52 saves, 54 saves on just Friday alone.
47.
Well, 50, there's 50 something shots on goal. He stopped all but 40. Well, he stopped 47 of them.
He
Some
stopped
all
all
but
but
all
40.
but 47.
We had
Oh
a
my
50-goal
god, this
game.
guy sucks.
We scored a lot.
They would have cut him in the middle of the second period if that happened.
No,
but
would have
he-
been
he-
walking home to Erie.
Oh, that would have been bad. No, but
He was phenomenal all weekend.
Yeah, he's the reason Friday wasn't like 13-0 by the second period. So
And then the third.
yep.
Goal.
The guy I can't stand, Carson Briere, tied the game. It was a good tip in front. And then less than a minute later, Eric Esposito, another guy I can't stand, made it 2-1. And I think we were all in a state of shell shock for about 1 minute and 6 seconds until Adam freaking Jeffrey. What a shot from the faceoff circle.
Oh,
Take away that goal, Atlantic hockey refs. Get out of here. Let's go. First collegiate goal. Like I said, great shot. And then about 4 minutes later, Jonathan Bendorf for Mercyhurst made it 3-2. And I will tell you what, that puck went in the net. It was a soft backhand. It literally skipped right over Tommy's pad. And I'm like, oh no. That was not. That goals like that kind of make you start to think, is this really happening?
mhm. And then it very quickly was.
And then
not
Dimitri.
happening.
Another guy. 3 goals from guys that don't usually score a lot of goals. 2 from defensemen.
Yep.
And Dimitri Microgenak is getting his 3rd of the year. Good for him. Had an injury to start the year. He's finally you can tell he's finally healthy.
Mhm.
And he's playing some of his best hockey as a Tiger. And then it went pretty quiet for a while. RAT dominated the third period. I wish we had possession numbers, like time of possession, because it was a lot to a little in favor of RAT.
Yeah.
All you can do is really look at the shots. We outshot Mercyhurst 20-7 in the third period. Craziness. And then about 1.5 minutes left. Caleb Moritz stole the puck in the far corner from us. When I say far corner, I mean from us. Stole the puck in the far corner, took it up to the blue line, just took a shot. And if you read the Pick and Splinters article, he just said, I was just throwing it on net, hoping it didn't get blocked. And Adam Jeffrey with the most beautiful tip I've ever seen in my life. Like, oh my gosh, what a tip. Right past Tyler Harmon and into the back of the net. RIT has the lead with 1.5 minutes left.
Can I
and we
also
all went ballistic.
Can I also say when Micro scored the goal to tie it, Andy, the dude who's sitting next to me, he looks at me and just goes, "We are winning this in regulation."
Yeah.
He's like, "This game is
That
over.
is
We are
not
going to
how
win
I
this in
felt when that
regulation.
got-
This game is over."
When I don't know if I thought that. I kind of felt we were winning that hockey game. I didn't know how long it was going to take. I didn't know if it was regulation, overtime, 3 overtimes, 7 overtimes. I knew we were winning the hockey
When
game.
Micro tied it, the
And-
momentum shift was just off the chain.
Yeah.
Because not only did did they get amped up, the corner got amped up, and then we
The
and Price
building got
them.
amped up.
Yeah, we got it. Like again, the home ice advantage for Friday was visible.
Scully reacted to something. That means something happened. I will try to continue to talk about this game with my eyes focused on the Niagara game. And then Grady Hobbs into the empty net. Great win, 5-3. Final. No power play goals for either team. Tommy Scarfoni, 20 saves.
And you
Tell you what,
think...
that game could have got out of hand, and it's 6-3 Niagara with 10 minutes left.
Ugh, whatever.
Well, sorry, Luke.
That's all right. We'll just have Luke come on the podcast now.
Hey, Battle of the Bridge next weekend. We'll get to that, but
Dude, oh
that'll
my
be
God.
fun. That'll be fun.
Place your non-monetary bets on how many disqualification penalties
there's
will
gonna
happen
be.
in that series.
Let's hope they all happen on Saturday, so they all get suspended for the championship game.
All right. So that was Friday. We are gonna get so off the rails right now.
It's gonna be bad. Anyways, continue.
Oh no! Look at all the bandwagon Sacred Heart fans leaving the building. Oh no, guys! There's 10 minutes left.
Dude,
feel bad
could
for
you
them at
imagine
all.
if they come back and win?
Hush. Saturday. You guys have anything got left on Friday?
No, go to Saturday. It's much fun, much more fun.
Oh, it didn't start that way.
No, not
No,
really.
it didn't.
It ended fun.
It did not start that way. Saturday, another full, at least our end was full. And that's all that really matters. I said this too in Discord. There were 2,901 in attendance for the game on Saturday. It looked full, which
Yes.
that shows you how many people we can actually put in that place, because the building looked, at least from our vantage point, looked
And
full, and it
can
was
I
and
also
it
say-
sounded full. So
It sounded full. It didn't look full from upstairs.
well, yeah,
Can I-
because you
can I
can see
also
the corner,
say-
we can't. So
I was also the one psycho that showed up at 5 o'clock for the 6 p.m. door opening. By 5:15, the vestibule was full of people.
love
like
it.
people got there early for both games, which was
Love
awesome to
it.
see. Which means if you're coming to the games this next weekend, show up early, especially if you're driving, because you lot filled up by 5:20 both nights.
And that's why I parked there at 12:30 on Saturday.
I mean, Toricon didn't help, but
No.
whatever.
Really?
Yeah, Toricon was happening that week, this past
Oh
weekend.
Jesus! So that's why there was not a sellout. Okay, never mind. Anyway, Saturday. It was all right. We'll go goal by goal here. Mickey Burns got Mercier on the board early. I think the key to the game was to score first, and
Mhm.
Mercyhurst. I think they needed that goal more than we needed the first goal, and it was Sorry, they're showing something on the game. Ryan Steele, Austin Majera, all fifth years. See ya. I can't stand them. Anyway, Xavier Lapointe, his first collegiate goal. Another guy that hasn't scored a ton. Obviously, it was his first goal.
I sat there when that happened. I looked around. I'm
get
like,
us on
that
the
was
board as a-
Xavier Lapointe. And everybody around me
so
is
you
like,
know
no,
what's
that
funny
that was Lasky. I'm like, no, that was Xavier Lapointe. Like, get
You
his
know
head
what's
up
funny?
right now.
is I just started screaming, "Yeah, Merritt!" It's March, man, and I'm still doing it.
Merritt Zinko.
Well, to be fair, Lappy doesn't play much either, so
No,
good for him though. Good for him getting that one.
it was a great shot.
Beautiful
was.
shot. Oh,
It was a great shot.
and that got the building into it. And then I don't even know who it was that turned this puck over at the blue line, but It was the worst turnover I think I've ever seen in a hockey game in my life. One of our D guys was trying to pass it across to the other D guy, and Eric Esposito literally picked it off, went in all alone and buried it. And
That was gross.
that was not good. And then it got worse in the second as Marco Reifenberger made it 3-1, and I changed jerseys.
And look how that worked out for us in the end.
I had my Orange Tigers jersey on, and I put this one on, and when Nate changes jerseys, it's not crazy. It's only crazy if it doesn't work.
And this time it worked.
Izzy getting one before the period ended. That was huge.
On
That goal to make it 3-2 before
it was a power play goal also, which was big.
That was a massive goal.
I'm also going to say again
that one came off of a penalty that Mercyhurst didn't need to take too. That was the face-off violation. That was the hand pass.
The hand pass.
Both,
we didn't really
both power play goals came on penalties that should not have happened.
Because I don't think anybody down where I was even realized that there was a penalty call. We're just like, what the hell's going on? And then we're like, oh wait.
I might have called it before the officials called it upstairs. I was watching for it.
One second.
I think if we go into intermission at 3-1, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
But that goal shifted the momentum and kind of gave us a little bit, if anything, it evened the momentum up. And
I mean,
going into the third, down by 1 was a lot better than going in down by 2. Not that I'm not saying that we couldn't have come back from it, but it's a whole different hockey game. You have a whole different perspective on it. Needing to score 2 in 20 minutes instead of just 1.
When it was 3-1, Dan Talbot looked at me and he just said, "This is the worst possible lead Mercyhurst could have right now. Being up 3-1 is the worst.
Cliche.
Is the worst lead in hockey." He's right though.
Well, he's the worst lead in hockey.
Like you're kind of comfortable, but then like they score once, so then your whole game has to shift.
Yep. Then finally somebody who scores a lot, Cody Laskowski tied the game. Finally the goal scorers started coming. What a game for JoJo too. 2 assists.
Oh my God, this dude. If he doesn't win Atlantic Hockey Player of the Year, I will be astonished.
I mean, I think you could give it to Wilkie too, but anyway, he's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year for sure.
Oh yeah,
I don't even think that's a debate. I will scream for that one if it's not.
He should get both.
And that was it for scoring in regulation. 3-3,
and we started
Elijah
on the PK.
Elijah, that was a stupid penalty, bro. Don't do that again.
Hey, we're just lucky they didn't call a 5 because I think he did hit him in the head, but it was one of those, are we really going to put 5 on the board with 4.7 left in a tie playoff game?
I'm just dude, you can't do that to
you can't take that penalty.
Like there's 13 seconds left. Just float around it, maybe get close, but don't ram the guy into the board. Like, good Lord.
But one of the country's best penalty kills stepped up big in overtime, and then Mercyhurst took an undisciplined too many men on the ice call, and I saw the linesman blew the whistle, and he pointed right at the bench, and I started losing my mind. And if you go back and watch the overtime on Flow, you can just hear the crowd start to realize what's happening, and then you just see the box door open. And Carson Briere skating over to the box all by his lonesome. I hate that guy. I loved it. And then from his kitchen, JoJo Casero scores the biggest goal of the season.
I think I watched that goal about 985 times before I went to bed that night. I'm not even kidding.
I think I watched it a couple hundred times also before bed, and then a couple hundred times today.
I sent that one. I know Cortland, one of Cortland's assistant coaches there on their men's team. I sent that to him, and he loved it.
And
Ed's call
going back,
oh my God,
Ed's call was phenomenal, and I will say the Sports Zone call on that was phenomenal too. Because if you watch it back on Flow with the Sports Zone call, Gene and John just kind of let the crowd do the talking.
They were
And
like, I swear to God, they were hugging each other.
That was the loudest I've ever heard the Coliseum Center.
Dude,
And I've only missed I can probably count the amount of games I've missed on my hands. And oh man. I get chills again. I'm getting chills just talking about it.
I'm down there. I'm like hugging 3 people. We're just jumping up and down. And all of a sudden, I look to my left, and there's Nate with the freaking broom,
diving on the pile.
Like he just jumps into us. I'm like,
Kid you
what
not,
in the hell is going on?
I saw. I think I was running to the closet as the puck was getting to JoJo, because Harmon had no stick. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I mean, that's good for us, not good for him.
Weekend, he's dropped his stick too. I was like, dude, you can't be doing
when JoJo was winding out, I'm like, oh, night, game over. And so I chucked the cowbell onto the ledge there, sprinted to the closet, grabbed the broom, and I think I was down the stairs and in the pile before the team hit the boards coming down the other end.
And can I say that goal happens, and the first thing Tommy does is start flying at us, going like this. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this dude. He's the most animated goalie I've literally ever seen. And I've seen a bunch. Like, he is the most animated goalie I've ever seen.
Oh, what a game! It was. You had 2 games this weekend that neither team really deserved to lose that game.
No, they both.
No,
honestly, give Mercy credit. They played a really great couple of hockey games this weekend. They played so well.
And frankly, I think we needed them to.
Yes.
I think we needed them to put up a fight, and
we faced a lot of adversity this series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
show us what we need to do to win playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 100%. And like I said before, like unfortunately we don't have Kobe. Dude stepped up. Adam Jeffrey 2 goals. Xavier Lapointe 1 goal. Dimitri Microgenakis 1 goal. Like guys that aren't consistently in on the scoring. We're part of the reason we won this series and swept Mercyhurst. Those guys stepped up, and I'm gonna say something kind of out there, hot take. Carter Wilkie needs to stop trying to be cute with the puck. Take it and bury it. Stop flicking it around and trying to be fancy. Take it and bury it because you're good enough to do that. And there's times where like he tries to make like quick moves or whatnot, and he loses the puck, or like I don't know. I just feel like sometimes he does unnecessary things that he doesn't have to do, and I think he could. I'm not saying it's not a bad thing because he's easily one of, if not the best player on this team. Like I think it's him and JoJo for sure in terms of like scorers and offensive players, or regardless. But I sit here and I go, there's some moments where it's like, just play simple. Don't try to be fancy. Take the puck and bury it. If that makes sense.
I look at it this way: like they took him away all weekend. They took him out of the play. And that's when other guys need to step up. And that's what happened. And JoJo's getting hot, baby.
Dude, JoJo's insane.
He's got goals.
UMass let him leave, I don't know.
He's got goals in 3 out of his last 4. He's heating up. The team's heating up. And I thought, and again, it was another game where I think Tommy kept you in the game. And, you know, I think, like, going off of Dan's point, like, the team now knows that they can come back from anything. And in the playoffs, and especially if we get farther into the postseason, the games get harder and harder and harder. And that's what you need. You need the mentality to know, hey, this game's over. You have the mentality that it's 6-3, but Niagara's going on the power play.
And there's
2 minutes left
to play.
Yeah, it's over.
So, anyway, the team knows how to win games when they're down now, and it's this upcoming series is going to be difficult. It's going to be. I mean, it's a team we're familiar with. It's a team we've played 4 times this year. Should be fun.
Can I also, before we move on, I think one of the best moments this weekend, and people have probably seen the video in Discord if you're in there, is the video of Tommy celebrating with his brother and mom after the game. Right, That's what this is all about, man. Like that was
That
the
was
best moment the whole weekend. Like James, we love you. You're awesome. And I just sit here and I'm just like that was the most awesome thing to happen this weekend. Like it is for me personally miles above the hype of JoJo scoring. Like that moment right there was the best.
we don't really get the we don't really get the family members involved in Corner Crew that much. I wish we did more, but I think James has been absolutely awesome.
And he drove through the village where I went to high school on his way to RIT.
Yeah, he was like, I came through Dan Scully's way, and I'm like, oh really?
Even though I don't drive to RIT down 104. Hi Aaron, bye Aaron.
What a weekend. You can that
so
was
good.
That was probably the best weekend of the season. And I know we're gonna say a lot about the Sacred Heart weekend when we look back on the year, but this was definitely the most fun I've had.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
I don't think I stopped smiling the whole night last night.
Do you remember how do you remember how I was after Friday?
Yeah. JJ's like, I think he looked like he was getting ready for a street fight or something, like getting ready to
I
walk
was
into the
one
ring.
scary dude walking around down there looking like I was gonna rip someone's head off.
Oh, what a weekend.
Yeah, making fun of Carson Briere was pretty great.
You don't need to go down 3-1 ever again. Thanks.
Yeah, please don't.
Don't
also no more of this overtime. I don't know. I don't want to see.
Can we play like we did in the third period of both
every
games,
game
like, for an entire game? Maybe like
we score like 10 goals and just put them away quick and just seal the deal.
What a game! What a weekend!
I do
feel for Mercyhurst.
They played so well. Honestly,
it was
credit.
Like I said it last year too. When we played Sacred Heart, they deserved a better result than they got.
Yeah,
and I think Mercyhurst. I think they played well enough to have played on a game 3. I think. They did.
I mean, as much as we kind of crapped on them with all the memes that we started posting, like they played a real to Dan's point, we needed them to play like that so that we could feel more confident about ourselves and know how we have to win playoff games.
I went with the Corner Crew Instagram and I went on their Instagram and just said, you guys put up a hell of a fight this weekend. And you had us biting our nails all the way down to the stubs.
Yep.
And they should hold their heads high because they're a team that, went through some injuries this year and lost some guys that they didn't expect to lose in the offseason prior coming into this year. And they're a younger, I think they're on the younger side too, so they'll be back. Which is
awesome to see.
They'll be back. I think they're gonna use this going into the summer, and they are losing a good amount though. Tyler Harmon was a grad student, so he's graduating. Riley St. Ange was a senior. Who knows if he comes back or not? Eric Esposito, grad student. Carson Brier's a junior. He's got probably 2 more years.
Yeah, because we know ASU cut him.
Yeah, we won't get into that. They're losing. They have a lot of seniors and grad students and a lot of freshmen, not a lot of middle guys. So,
I guess they like to. Niagara extra point is good, and that game is final. Niagara will head to Canisius.
Nice. Oh my God. So now that we know the final result of Sacred Heart Niagara, nice. Thanks for interrupting my transition.
Sorry, I hit the thing on my chair. My bad.
I'm gonna give it to Dan so that Dan can go through the scores for everybody this past weekend, and we can start talking about the reseeded semifinal matchups.
So, Sacred Heart. I can't read. I was gonna say also religious school, but that's most of the conference.
Dan Scully is illiterate confirmed.
Holy Cross and AIC got the action started on Friday at 1:05. No, we're not gonna stop making fun of you for AIC. Except we have to stop making fun of you because You lost.
You're not playing anymore.
AIC did win the first game.
Spoilers.
AIC did win the first game 3-1. It was 2-0 for quite a while, but Holy Cross got one back with an extra attacker. Then AIC steals it with an empty netter. Holy Cross scored 4 unanswered to go from down 2-0 to up 4-2 on Saturday. AIC got one back with an extra attacker, but couldn't tie it. So Holy Cross tied that series. That was
AI
also a
choke.
1 o'clock game. And it's probably a good thing that Springfield was not home today, because it was another 4-3 final in favor of Holy Cross. However, this one took almost an entire extra period. Holy Cross wins.
I'm gonna say it right now.
Great hockey game, by the way. I had a lot of fun watching Atlantic hockey today. That was a fantastic hockey game.
Who totally 100% called that series, by the way?
Dan
I did
Scully.
too.
No,
I said it
no.
first, actually.
No. I mean in the order in which the games were going to play
That
out.
is true.
I said AIC would win the first and Holy Cross would win the second too. I literally called this. I win.
My
Eric
bracket
Lang.
is still on top.
Good riddance, you
points-wise,
bastard.
tied
Eric
for
Lang.
first, so.
Hello, sir.
Zoe, bleep this out. Go fuck yourself, dude.
Who? Eric Lang. Who's the best team in Atlantic hockey?
Yeah.
Not
Who is
you.
Not
Not
you and
you.
not Sacred Heart either.
Not you.
Not you and not Shu.
Get the raid can, baby. See you guys later.
Scully, oh my god.
Not you and
Not
not
you and
Shu.
not
I
Shu.
love that.
By the way, I have never heard anyone call them Shu until I was listening to that, like watching the game earlier, and I heard them refer to like Shu. Here comes Shu, and I'm like, wait, did they just call themselves Shu for the first time ever? My god.
Man.
I love watching Eric Lang lose. I feel bad for that team. They probably got into the locker room, got reamed out by him.
I don't know about
Lost the
that.
other championship berth. We'll cry about it.
We
Get
already
your Mr. Potato Head looking ass out of here.
we already gave the Sacred Heart Niagara series away, but
yeah. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
much like the other purple team that moved on, they dropped the first game 3-1. Won the second game 4-1, and a touchdown to a field goal for
That was
tonight's
not
game.
good for Sacred Heart.
Sorry,
Luke.
Yeah, it's sad that Luke's.
Can I say, so on Friday when we won, and then everybody learned that Niagara had also lost, it just made us winning even better because we're like, yes, Niagara lost.
My sister texted me and she goes, "Great night of hockey in our family. And RAT win it. Canisius win it, and Niagara lost." And I was like, "Yup."
It's the only time this year that's gonna happen. Actually, maybe not.
5
Well,
power
no.
play goals out of the 10 goals tonight in that game. Three
Holy.
Sacred Niagara
Heart's-
power play goals, 2 for Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart's penalty kill was in the toilet today. Toilet. Dog water. That's what it was.
Also, shout out to Niagara for not being able to count 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the game.
They can't do anything right.
Then I do not like that abbreviation for Canisius.
What does it say?
Canisius won the first game of their series 5-2 against Army. Under result on the Atlantic Hockey website, it says final CNS leads series 1-0. So I guess
Ew.
I guess
CNS.
Army, I guess Army got beat by Cicero North Syracuse High School.
That's
I had a feeling you were going to say that. I'm not going to lie. Why are they not just CAN? Isn't that what they are for like everything else?
You would think, but
Oh my god.
oh wow. Have you guys looked at the box score for game 1 of that series?
No.
Canisius Army? No.
Should I be
Should
scared?
I?
The Army was called for 1 penalty. Canisius was called for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Including 2 5 in a game.
Oh my god.
And they still won 5-2.
Holy crap, dude.
What
Penalty
did we
parade.
Who is this? RIT?
They took a page out of our playbook.
What?
I also wait, timeout.
Also, they said the attendance was 231. Did they count the players and the officials too? Like,
There's no way there's that many
Statisticians
people.
probably as well.
And the radio guys. No, I love Nate. So for reference, Nate came down to the corner, like the front of the corner on Saturday at the was it before the first period or was it the first intermission?
I came down like every intermission.
Well, no. Because you came down and told us that we were no longer leading the country in penalty minutes.
That was yesterday.
Yes, that's what I'm
Pre-game.
trying to say. Pre-game. And then by the second period, I am fairly certain the consensus for all of us was, well, Nate may have jinxed us because we are definitely probably first at penalty minutes again.
Nope.
Because
Nope.
seriously?
Nope. Michigan still leads it.
Oh my god. Did they win today, by the way?
They didn't play today.
Oh, never mind.
They swept
Oh.
Wisconsin.
Oh.
And then probably even more of a heart attack than we were having at GPC on
Oh
Saturday.
my
God.
Oh,
Army and Canisius played 60 minutes of scoreless hockey.
that was insane.
And it wasn't like boring scoreless hockey
No.
either.
There was wild saves left and right.
Army would take that one 6 minutes and 17 seconds into overtime.
They had 100 more people there for this game than they did the game before.
That's bull.
This goal is
They were counting hotel
has
guests.
5 tags on it. Even strength, first goal, overtime goal, sudden death, game winner. 3 of those are the
Wow.
same thing. Significantly fewer penalties in that game.
I
4,
hope so.
and 2 of them were matching.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Because that game went by kind of quick.
And then
Yeah, because that game started a half hour after ours did.
yeah.
And it was done
And it
before ours
only-
ended.
No, it only ended like I was still in the car on the way home when it ended.
I was
so-
still in Policini and when I saw the game winner.
Huh.
I thought
Dan
Canisius
Scully-
Scully.
Dan Scully just hangs out like in the rafters. He sleeps upside down like a bat.
Dan plugs his computer into the Jumbotron and just watches Netflix down there.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah, right. It's like when guys play Madden at like Buffalo on the Bills big boards or whatever. Those are the funniest things.
Can we
ever.
have a corner crew shell tournament on the Jumbotrons?
Dude, we're texting
So
Keller that
sick.
right now.
That'd be sick.
Canisius would finish the series with a shutout 3-0 today.
That was another good, like 3-0. That was a great hockey game. That
Mhm.
Only 3 power plays in that game, but that is not what the penalty sheet looks like.
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 penalties total, including 5 all at once in the third period. I think CJ Hallman might be getting sick of working Canisius games because he
That
was
poor guy.
Especially after tonight's game. Good
He did. He
Lord.
did the 2 games with us, right, in February.
Ugh.
including the
Yeah.
one where the poor guy had to finish it himself because
Because O'Brien broke his ankle.
O'Brien broke his ankle. I hope he's
I
doing
do.
all right.
I did feel bad for him. That was like
In that game,
sucks.
yeah, that was kind of the worst game to lose your other guy.
There's a reason that he threw everyone in the box from one of those
Yeah.
scuffles.
Well, and-
Honestly, at that point, you should just be like, all right, two minutes for roughing. Everybody in the box. Let's play 5-on-5. Let's go.
well, and let's also look at the fact that tonight, third period, when we get to that, had a similar incident happen too.
When?
for Canisius in the third period towards the end.
That's what that was. The 5 penalties at once.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about Saturday. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, that was today. Welcome back to the conversation, JJ. I know you were really excited building your Legos earlier.
Hey man, don't
During
make fun of
this
my Captain
game-
Rex helmet.
So
Hey, and there was a bunch of other guys doing the same thing with the same exact sets. So
I know.
Yes,
Type all
and
around.
none of those other guys are on the podcast.
you know what? We're not going to talk about that.
So, the
whoa.
the semifinal matchups are
Yay!
a Battle of the Bridge, which I hate to say it, but that's going to be the more interesting series.
Yeah, you're right.
Canisius will host Niagara.
For the casual fan that isn't a fan of the other 2 teams in the
Yes.
semis.
Yes.
I agree.
Even then, it probably will be. If you like
I will-
chaos
I
like
will
I do,
definitely I'll definitely have that up on my phone during our games for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Holy Cross will be coming to GPC.
Love it.
I
Love it. Love it.
We
And
need to
let's-
play them the way that we did when they were here in
Yes.
the fall, and not the way that we played when we went out to Worcester.
And let's also say these 2 series could have been drastically different. If AIC ends up winning today and they don't get beat, we end up having to play Niagara and AIC takes on Canisius. So the whole thing just gets flipped on its head. And quite honestly, I'm happy the way it played out.
I am too. Out of the 4 teams we could have played coming into today, I guess Holy Cross is the one I would rather play.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a good series. We do have some history against them. So in the postseason, we played them
Yep.
3 times prior in quarterfinal series. They were actually, interesting fact, they were actually our first Division I playoff opponent
Oh, that's fun.
back in 07, 08. That was a fun series because Matt Smith had hat tricks.
plural.
Yes, hat tricks, plural. He scored. They were both 5-4 games. He scored the game winner in overtime both nights with hat tricks.
That's disgusting.
Unbelievable.
That is
There's a video.
insane.
There's a video of the second one on YouTube. I'll send it to you, and maybe I'll plug it in Discord. But and then we played them again the next year. We lost game 1, 5-3, not 5-4. And then one Saturday, 6-4, and then one Sunday, 9-5.
Boom.
Boom.
Touchdown and a safety to a safety.
Or 3 field goals.
True. I like the
And then-
touchdown and a safety though.
Yeah, me
We
too.
played them at Holy Cross, and lost the series, in 3 games. So there's some playoff history there. Obviously, none of these guys were there for that, and actually, Coach Wilson's really the only one, and like our coaches were the only ones that were there.
Yep.
Because Holy Cross has a different staff now, so it'll
Well,
be
wasn't Shane around then?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, he missed. He came in the year after the second one and left the year before the third one.
Oh, that's kind of hilarious.
So he missed those. But anyway, we played them pretty well this year.
Mhm.
Actually, I think they played us pretty well this year. I'll say that.
And the only game they beat us, they had to take us to overtime to do it.
Right. But we also took them to overtime to beat them and only beat them by 1 goal in overtime. So
Yeah.
this by no means is going to be an easy series.
No.
No.
I think we're in
No.
for another series like the one we just had.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Will be fantastic.
And I said it last week. I'm not saying that it was unfair that Holy Cross ended up with the 7th seed, but they are not a 7th seed
No.
team.
No, they're not. They should have been 4, quite honestly.
They tumbled that last weekend.
Yeah, and they were playing a Canisius team that was hot coming into it.
And
Mhm.
still is.
They were playing some. Yeah, I'm glad we're not playing Canisius. I'll say that.
Yeah, me too.
What's funny is I'd rather play them than Niagara, but it's another story for another day.
We'll get to that road when we have to cross it.
Yeah, which
that
we'll talk
bridge.
about that in a couple. Well,
Whatever.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You know what, Dan?
But we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm actually very excited for Canisius and Niagara.
Oh, me
Um,
too.
So both games in that series, they've only played each other twice. They were both at Harbor Center. Canisius won Friday 5-2, and they lost Saturday 5-2. So that should be a very interesting game. Obviously, they're two schools that don't like each other at all.
Which is good for us because it means
in
maybe we'll get some
everything, so-
suspensions.
Hopefully they play 3 games. Game 3 goes to like quadruple overtime, and then there's lots of fights in game 3. Save the game, save the fights for game 3.
Unless one of
Please.
you is destroying the other one in game 2 and you've already won game 1, in which case just do what you want.
Yeah. That'll be
Times
a
have
fun
not
series
been
to
announced
watch.
for that series yet.
I'm gonna assume it's probably like 7:30, 4, and maybe like 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, they're gonna be stupid times.
Well, Saturday the Sabres play at 5.
Ooh.
So that game's probably either gonna start at 4 or at 7. And start before the Sabres game gets out. So glad we don't have to go out there.
Thank God.
And then I hope they play Sunday because it would be fun.
And the high school.
Oh my God.
The high school championships are there that weekend too.
Yay, scheduling
weekend.
conflicts.
So
you thought it was over with AIC, but it's not.
The second state championship game for New York State on Sunday is at 2:00. So that's probably a 7:00 start on Sunday if necessary.
Yep.
Again, it's probably going to be a 7:00 start Saturday.
Watch the state championship go to overtime and Canisius
Oh
Niagara
my
gets
God.
pushed back because of
I
it.
would lose my mind. It'd be so funny. I'm also gonna say, like, us sweeping Mercyhurst was big because our guys got to sit back and chill today and
We
watch.
do
all
get that
the
extra
games.
day. Yep.
Whereas Holy Cross had to play effectively 4 periods of hockey today. They got to drive back home, which it's not that far for them, but still, you got to drive back home, and then you got to prepare to drive to Rochester. Whereas our guys can just sit and chill and not worry about any of that at all.
And I think Niagara's sitting there like, great, we only have to go 20 minutes down the road.
But Niagara, you got to think also, obviously both Canisius and Niagara both played today, but Niagara's also got to probably take a day and drive 6 hours from Connecticut all the way back to, actually, it's probably farther, honestly. It's probably like 8 or 9 from Connecticut all the way back to Niagara Falls.
It's probably closer to 6.
No, because it's like 6 hours from here to Connecticut, from Rochester, Connecticut. So it's probably like another 1.5.
7 hours, according to Google.
So you got to think they're probably staying there overnight tonight and then
No.
driving back. Really? Oh, so
No,
they're gonna get back at like
They're
4
probably
o'clock in the
coming
morning
home
then.
tonight. Yeah,
So they're gonna, yeah,
because
like-
JJ, they're still student athletes. They have class tomorrow.
obviously.
That's gonna
They make
suck.
a
I feel bad for
they make accommodations for student. They're not gonna go to. You think they're gonna go to class?
them. No, no,
They're gonna sleep till noon.
no,
Maybe even later than that.
no.
That's my thing. Is like
I slept till noon today.
Oh, dude, I was until 1.
I was beat.
Dan probably got up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't get up that early. I was up early enough to catch the start of the Formula One race, and then
cool.
go to lacrosse.
Yikes, that's a long day. No, but like I like travel is going to play a part for, I think, more Holy Cross than Niagara. Because they gotta take more time to get out over this way than
Holy
Niagara
Cross
does.
Holy Cross will come in Thursday. And
Yeah.
Niagara will probably have their morning skate at the Purple Prison. So,
At Dwyer, then they'll go over.
um,
That series is going to be
gonna be fun.
brutal.
I think we're in for another great weekend of college hockey.
Oh, I agree with you on that. Should we do our predictions?
I was just about to say that prediction.
Wow. All right, Dan, you can go first.
Start with us.
Yeah, start with us.
Well, I'm looking at my whiteboard right now. I was correct.
He's got it on his whiteboard.
I
Oh!
was correct about who we were going to face in this round.
I was not.
And I have
I like the
RIT
outcome of who we're
sweeping.
playing, but
Ooh. He's looking around. Yep.
I meant to bring it out earlier. I forgot
My
I had
precious is.
I'm gonna go sweep. I think we're in for a very similar series. I do think we might actually win game 2 again in overtime, but I'd prefer to not.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Go
boys,
to
please.
overtime. Like if you need to go to overtime to win, please do. But let's try not to.
I'm also going to say sweep as well. I give Holy Cross credit. They played AIC. That is a tough battle. I do not think AIC is us. I think AIC's offense kind of starts and ends with Blake Bennett, and I think they took him away enough to be able to beat them.
Thank God that guy's gone.
Yeah, I know, right? Little
Jesus.
weasel.
See ya.
A lot of guys are gone,
What's funny is he's actually only a senior. He's not a grad student.
but he might not come back. We don't know yet for AIC.
Transfers to like a bigger school. Probably not.
I would die. That'd be so funny.
Canisius and Niagara.
All right, Dan, you're first.
I was right that Canisius was moving on.
I think we all picked Canisius and Niagara to move on.
I didn't.
I didn't pick Niagara.
I picked Shoe and Army.
I had Niagara coming.
I had Sacred Heart hosting Canisius.
Oh, so I got that. I got the Niagara one right. Y'all call me crazy for that too, by the way. JJ.
I think this series is going to 3 games. I
hope agree with
this
that.
series is going to 3 games.
Yeah.
So the 3 of us have discussed it privately. If there's a game 3, we are getting in the car.
I'm going.
If we aren't playing a game 3,
Yes.
and they are, we're getting in the car and we're going to Buffalo.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch that.
I definitely want to watch that.
And we're gonna just sit Mr. Burns style in the corner, just going like this the whole time. Like, who's coming to play us, boys?
Hey, we can join C Block.
Why? Why would we do that?
Why would you join
because the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, but I don't want to join the little
but
band.
that means
I am going
that Niagara
to
and Canisius are both our friends because they're
We both hate
our
them.
enemies.
We hate both of them.
Who do we hate more?
There's
though?
some terrible recursion going on here.
It's a paradoxical event.
I
Dan,
have Canisius in 3.
I do as well.
I think that's gonna happen. I think Niagara's attitude, they're gonna get too chippy.
I think Niagara wins game 1 though.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I think Niagara wins game 1. And then Canisius comes back, plays a heck of a hockey game on Saturday.
I will say Sacred Heart did score a good number on Chad.
Yeah.
Like Jacob, honest to God, I almost kind of want to. I don't even know at this point because Niagara's
I felt bad
defense
for
is
Jacob
nuts.
on Saturday. I felt bad for Jacob on Saturday. He made 34 saves and you lose. That's
got
tough.
nothing for it.
Yeah, team gave him literally 0 goal support. So,
I just sit there and I look and I go, what team do you want to face defensively? And I'm like, I feel like for our guys, they want to beat Niagara because they're the only team they haven't beaten the conference all year. And it'd be like, yeah, bring them here. Let's whoop them.
mm-hmm.
But I also think
they scare me in a 1 game.
Yeah, that's kind of like I don't want to
in a one game. And I look at it this way too.
Have good goaltenders and good defenses.
I look at it this way too with Holy Cross. I meant to say it earlier. The fact that this is a series makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with them because in a 1-game playoff, I'd get a little concerned with it. I don't think Holy Cross can beat us twice.
No, they can't.
I think they can beat us once.
But
don't
not
think
twice.
they can beat us twice. Not at our AT. So,
no.
Whereas Canisius or Niagara, I'll have no nails left by the time we get to Wednesday.
Yeah.
but that's a story for next week.
Discord seems to be angry
Please.
with my prediction for the final score for the championship game.
What was your final score anyway?
5-4, final in double overtime.
Oh no,
Dan, please don't
Dan,
ever. Dan, if this happens,
Dan.
I'm gonna cut your hair.
I'm coming up.
No,
I'm
you
coming
are
up to the
not.
press box with scissors.
I
JJ
will
and-
barricade
JJ's gonna-
the door.
I will bring
JJ's
scissors and a
gonna
razor.
grab you.
I'm gonna bring an electric razor and be like, "All right, Scully, let us go. You're not. It is not happening. No. If it goes
Hey,
to double
Dan,
overtime, I
Dan,
might have a heart
because-
attack."
Dan, I want this on record. If we win the national championship, can we shave your head?
No.
Why not?
Dude, I
No.
listen, for everybody out there, I don't drink alcohol whatsoever. But I have been on record multiple times, and I'll say it here. If we win a national championship for hockey, I will get plastered.
Hey, let's get there when we get there.
Yes, I'm just putting that out there. And the team knows that too.
Let's get there when we get there.
Yes, we still have three. We got 3 more games.
Big weekend series coming up. If you are going to break, change your flights.
Yep, come back.
Imagine having to fly home.
Imagine having to just go home and not living here.
Imagine planning a vacation during playoff hockey.
Yeah, there's that too.
What are we doing, people? Come on.
Ridiculous.
Looking at you, Jay.
Okay, in Jay's defense, he kind of got
No.
boxed into this.
No, there is no defense.
Oh, Jay. I love
He
him.
said he said they would crucify him if you didn't go to this thing. And I'm like, well, can they crucify you after?
Can you come to this first?
Like, come to the hockey game first and then get
See,
crucified.
we now need a cutout of Jay to put in the second row because that would just be amazing. Or just have
We'll
his
get-
suit. Just get a coat hanger with his suit on it and hang it from a wall.
hanging from the netting.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're starting to go off the rails.
I love this. It's so much
How
fun,
do you
though.
know it's the end of the
Should be-
podcast?
Yeah, right. We'll
Should be,
we'll go
uh,
balls to the wall.
Should be a heck of a series, like we said. Bring it, bring the energy. We need it again.
They fed
we
off
made
of it.
We made a difference this weekend. Down 3-1 in the second period,
100%.
we made a difference, and
Yep.
you could tell. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have Zoe end this podcast with Ed's call too, because that was fantastic.
Just have it start and end with it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Speaking of ending things, if you have not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell notifications so you are notified when every new episode does go live. In the description, you will find links also to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I am not gonna keep going with the bit because Nate hates it. I'm sick of listening to him complain about it. So I'm gonna add that as the new bit now. The old bit was abandoned because Nate hated it. There will also be a link for the Discord server. By the way, we are at 492 people in the Discord server. We are almost at 500 people. That is awesome.
Person 500 gets a high five.
100.
Okay, that's interesting.
Really, Dan?
Teed up and it's out of here.
Unfortunately, you are correct. Also in the link, also the other link that will be in the description that Dan is going to provide to Zoe will be the link to go vote for Rocky for the
Yes.
Innovative Field
Do it.
Wall
Oh,
of Fame. That'll be
don't
awesome.
Do it.
stop saying that. Stop
Yes.
saying that.
What?
Do
Listen,
not say
it's
innovative
called
field
that.
again.
It's called
That's-
that. We all know it's
no.
Frontier Field.
It's Frontier Field. For those of you that didn't grow up here, you can call it whatever you want. But
Yes, it's Frontier Field.
It's Frontier Field and I didn't even grow up here.
you've been here long enough, though.
You've been here long enough to count.
I don't know about that.
Anyways, that being said, we will see everybody next weekend for the semifinals against Holy Cross. Have a good night, everybody. Go Tigers.
Roll Tide.
I still hate that.
R.I.P.